believe, wake up, believe.
Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, baby. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby.
Wake up, believe, wake up, believe.
Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, baby. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and dark and blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We got.
Well, good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Wednesday morning, the 20th of May, 2026. I'm Mose, Hyde. I'm hosting here on Creme Radio and on XTV. We've got to welcome you all as we start the morning. We trust that you're in great health. We want you to be. Your energy level, we want it to be high. Your vibrations, we want it to be positive. Your morning, we want it to be spacious and flexible because that's how it works. It really makes the conversation possible when you have enough time and space. Not just watch Creme Radio or not just watch Creme XTV or listen to Creme Radio and mix that up. What a blunder. Anyway, we need you to have the space and time for call in. That's what we ultimately want to try to. So to the people who got locked in on Creme Radio, XTV, those getting us on our apps, those getting us via social media and via simulcast. It no matter how you get here, we're just happy you're there. This is great. We love that you have chosen to start your day here. That's beautiful. We'll do our best to make sure that it's worth your while. We've got your warm-ups right now. That means we've got your morning news. Before the morning news, we've got your weather forecast. And the weather forecast comes courtesy the National Meteorological Service. And let's hear what the weather is going to be for today.
Good evening. Radar images showed only isolated showers occurred over a few areas this afternoon. A gusty easterly airflow will continue to support warm and mostly dry weather. The forecast is for partly cloudy skies tonight and sunny skies with a few cloudy spells tomorrow. Showers, if any, are likely to be isolated. Overnight temperatures are expected to be about 83 Fahrenheit near the coast, 75 Fahrenheit inland, and 68 Fahrenheit up in the hills. Tomorrow, high temperatures are expected to reach about 89 Fahrenheit along the coast, 95 Fahrenheit inland, and 82 Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds are from the east at about 10 to 20 knots with occasional higher gusts. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate, becoming rough at times. Therefore, operators of small crafts are advised to exercise caution. A low tide can be expected at 2 minutes to 7 tonight, and a high tide occurs at 1:15 tomorrow morning. The moon will set at 12 minutes to 10 tonight, and the sun will rise at 19 minutes after 5 tomorrow morning. In the outlook for Wednesday night and Thursday is for mainly fair weather with only isolated showers. And that concludes this evening's weather report and forecast prepared at the National Meteorological Service. More information is available on our website.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And now your morning news. Belizean journalist Aaron Humes, 39, a long-time reporter who's having a slight problem here. All right, let's try that again. Belizean journalist Aaron Humes, 39, a long-time reporter whose career spans stints at the Mandela newspaper, several mainstream radio and television newsrooms, including Creme Radio and XTV, and most recently, Breaking Belize News, has passed away. Humes was known for his steady, detail-driven reporting. Over the years, he became a recognized voice in Belizean journalism. For close to 2 decades, Humes built his reputation in print and later transitioned to digital platforms. Consistently high-output journalist, he was quietly dedicated to the craft. As recently as Monday, he attended the weekly police briefing. He was later hospitalized at the KHMH for treatment. He had previously indicated that he was on hypertension medication. His mother, Deborah Humes, shared that she became concerned when she knocked on passing his bedroom door and he did not respond Tuesday afternoon. When they got the door open, they found him motionless.
My fear is one of these days when I'm knocking on answer me and the exact thing happened. We call the ambulance and they take forever to come. And then when they did come, they say he already passed. They assumed our heart attack he had. So we have to do a postmortem to confirm, but I assume it's the same thing. But he never complained. He wasn't a child who complained. At no time did he complain. Aaron had hypertension. Yeah, he was diagnosed in 2022 with hypertension. But like I say, he go since that hospitalization, I've always been to the doctor consecutively, missing any appointments. Aaron have always been my avid reader from primary school. Aaron could have read at an early age between 1 and 2 because he liked books. So when you want to give him a gift, always buy one book. And he not worry about nothing. Aaron started the journalism career, well, a writing career I should say, at Mandala. Fresh out of sixth form, was going to UB, and then he went to an interview and they hired him. So right out of school, straight into the job. But when it comes to his knowledge, he was born with that. Like controversy. And the biggest controversy was when that story with Doug Singh. That took my son to a different level. And I saw that story broke him. Aaron never given his side of that thing. He did not give that interview, But nobody know that because nobody know ask him. And he said he no wants have nothing more to do with that. He threw that over his shoulder.
Former Mandela assistant editor Adel Ramos stated of Humes, Aaron was always a pleasure to work with no story was too small or too big for Aaron Humes. That's how humble and courageous he was. Belize health authorities have confirmed 8 cases of measles thus far in 2026 and additional suspected cases are under review. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising the public to remain vigilant about exposure risk associated with international travel and recently identified cases. It notes that unvaccinated persons who live near to or have traveled recently to border communities are at an increased risk of getting measles. Measles is a highly contagious viral illness that spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It is a serious illness, especially for children under the age of 5. The ministry says it has increased its surveillance and response nationwide. Anyone who believes they have been exposed to measles should contact the nearest health center or call 0800 MOH CARE. Leader of the opposition, Honorable Tracy Tager Panton, yesterday spoke against the proposed National Health Insurance Authority bill, which would remove NHI from the jurisdiction of the Social Security Board and place it under newly created independent statutory body. The bill was introduced at the House of Representatives in February of this year. Panton said the proposed NHI authority would be the biggest bukut of all, while Panton affirms that her party supports 100% access to quality and affordable health care for all Belizeans. She said the proposed bill is weak on accountability, vague on financing, and silent on the real cost of the service to the Belizean public.
This, my friends, is the biggest bukut of all. And let me be clear before anybody misquotes me. Universal health is a right, a human right, a constitutional right. The opposition supports 100% access to quality, affordable, primary health care for every Belizean. Let me say that again. The opposition supports access to quality, affordable, primary health care for every Belizean. But what we cannot support And what we will not support is the government using this promise of universal health care to pass a bill that is not ready to be passed. And why do I say that? It's weak on accountability. It's vague at best on financing. It's dangerous, my friends, in structure, and silent on the real cost to the Belizean people. It must not, this NHI authority bill, must not be rushed without full disclosure, without full consultation, without full financial transparency, and without strong patient protections.
The bill states that persons who are in insurable employment, employers, self-employed, and retirees receiving pension or annuity may be required to pay NHI contributions. One observer says this would be similar to contributions paid to SSB. At a meeting Monday of the National Executive of the ruling People's United Party to prepare for the 2027 municipal elections, the party set June 11 to 19th as the window to receive applications for mayor and councillor positions in all 9 municipalities. A recommendation was made for Orange Walk Mayor Ladrick Shepherd to go uncontested, but that will only be confirmed after the application period closes. In Belize City, the race is expected to be competitive, with 2 young formidable candidates, Elude Miller and Alan Pollard, said to be preparing to vie for the mayoral post. Both have served as deputy mayor, while current Mayor Bernard Wagner has publicly expressed support for Miller, who is his son-in-law. Caribbean Shores Area Representative Karim Musa has declined to endorse either candidate.
I've heard 2 names so far, and 2 of them are young, dynamic, vibrant leaders in Belize City. Elude Miller, who is the deputy mayor, as well as Alan Pollard. At the end of the day, the delegates will decide who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to disclose that to you, but I think our Caribbean Shores delegates will decide based on their performance as councillors, which one of those individuals, and maybe even more. We don't know who else might enter the race, but like I said, any of those 2 candidates would be excellent mayoral candidates for the People's United Party.
Meanwhile, on Monday, relatives of City Administrator Dr. Candy Spitz made Facebook posts suggesting she would be the best choice for Belize City Mayor and used the hashtag Dr. Pitts for Mayor. They pointed out that Pitts received the highest number of votes among all candidates when she ran in the 2018 municipal elections. Let's turn over morning news update. We'll take a small break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to open up for conversation right here inside the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. This is Crumb Radio and XTV. We'll be back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Cremb's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank does make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. so you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back to the WUB Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes. It's Wednesday morning, 30th of May, 2026. We done the preliminaries, so now we can get down to the business of conversation. And I don't know about you, but I can't have no conversation with myself. Maybe you got people who know to do that. I can't. It's not a skill I have. For me, a conversation means more than one, and that means somebody better start calling and start calling quick. All right, quickly. Quim, good morning.
Morning, Mose. Morning, Billy. A few things I want to talk about this morning, but first off, condolences to Aaron Hume's family. Like everybody else, just shocked to hear of the transition, and make a reflect if Aaron knew how much we can contribute to Belizeans as a media worker, if you know that. We always got, most of the time, good things to say about people after the transition. And I have an issue with it because other people, they have high moments and low moments, and I wish we had just talked about people in their fullness. But I often wonder if people know before the transition that they mattered or the work that they did matter. So that was just something that stay with me. From listening to Aaron's mom, to me, I said, get this by him for sure. Just articulated herself well, recognized the brilliant child for youth, and nurture it. Working class family. And Aaron was really different. I know for me, I was shocked, like seriously shocked. When I forgot until I saw the news story here on XTV with the photos of Aaron as a guest on the Sunday Review. I had totally forgotten that he had done a little bit of that. He had kind of been on the show. Yeah, when I changed Sunday Review to a news review show in 2012, I made interview media workers, because oftentimes sitting know who them people, how they become media workers.
Yeah.
And again, to Zingfen's credit, we know for taking everybody. Whether you have journalism experience, whether you get deported, we will take you. So you cut your teeth in the media as Zingfen said, and you go to other places and build as a media worker. But condolences to his family. And
I want to say before you shift, because obviously I am duty bound to share condolences with the family, and I have no problems with the tradition of speaking words when someone is passed. It's a part of the celebration of that person's journey, and especially it's more a respect, and it's what we can offer to those who are feeling the greatest burden. Whatever couple grams of ease or words, which it's not it's really, at least I don't know about anybody else, when I speak on people who have transitioned, it's never words of exaggeration or words that come superficially. It's what I feel and what I think of a person, and if I can't speak those honestly, then I don't say anything. If people have passed, I think by not saying anything, it's best. Obviously what we need to do more of is we need to be more deliberate, intentional as to how we tell people that we value them while they're here, and what we think of them now. That should be a practice as well. We should develop that, and we should make that a tradition. With that said, my thoughts on Aaron Aaron was here with us. Obviously, he's done work for many media places. He started out with a Mandela. He's done, as the news story, he's been with Creme Radio, XTV. And one of the things that I wanted to speak on is the way that we think of the way how we value people. And Aaron was, anybody who engaged with him know that Aaron was very geeky, very nerdy, right? He's not somebody who is loud, is not aggressive, he's not bragging, In fact, he's just a very quiet, but he's big. But when he would speak, which very often Aaron speaks, when he speaks, he's going to speak proper English. Aaron was not, somebody where you would have said he was proper, right? And I've thought about it that, being how he is the kind of person where coming up in a school you're going to be bullied. That's what happens. To be a bookhead, to be geeky, to be nerdy, sometimes you'd be talking on a certain matter and Aaron would jump in and he would have a lot of thoughts about kind of similar, not as intense as our brother JC, who has deep knowledge on so many different things, right? But Aaron similarly had that kind of bookworm vibe about him when he speaks on topics. And so obviously finding journalism was a kind of a great fit for him, for his personality and how he was. But I just think about when we cultural, we are more inclined to push up individuals who are not of that flavor, people who are sometimes very aggressive, especially males, and especially black males, like your children coming up, if a child shows aggression, we rate it. Somebody they beat to want to read too much books, we don't know, we start name calling. That we part Aaron's passing me yesterday evening, sister, like to say that we could go with different vibes. We have to appreciate that this is a mere brother of excellence, right? And that there is the way how we appreciate people and rate people, we have to really analyze it and confront it and say, well, okay, why are we that way? Because you got different flavor of human beings, different vibes, different energy, different RPMs. And in fact, we have to understand that we have to value everybody. We have to value everybody. But we also have to value, especially in 2026, people who believe in knowledge acquisition. They are very important. Even if they're kind of quirky, even if they have different personalities than how we rest and how we stand. You know, it's like Aaron me there and spend one month of time here, but me and Aaron never connect. You know, it's like it's a young brother, respect him. I know he does the work, but you know, I would generally say the people I connect with the roughneck, right? Like I want to connect to roughneck people, quote unquote. But you're looking back and say, okay, but why you can't connect to somebody with a roughneck, right? Where they going in your head? So then are the reflections I have, which I think are proper when you look at an individual and you know, listen, the media family has lost an outstanding member, a professional member, a high quality member. The community has lost a high quality human being, and an important story, just like any other story of navigating, you know, all the isms and schisms we have for navigating our community. And I will end with this, that to anybody right now where they look down upon a nerdy, geeky youth and they feel a lot of peer pressure for show a different style, they're not popular in class, they're not, you know, they get bullied and all of that. Right now the world is run by nerds and geeks. The most powerful, influential people on planet Earth, whether we like it or not, are those people. And in fact, if we want to think about who bad and who rough, some of the most lethal people on planet Earth right now are geeky, nerdish people. So the whole concept of who rough or who not rough, we got a handful of nerdish, geekish people right now where they play around with one of the most powerful invention in the history of mankind. Dangerous. And I support it and I endorse it. But then are the people, a handful of them, that they have the power, they have the power right now, invented and dealing with it, and they make decisions, but all the way. The nerds and geeks were they behind some of the most lethal weapons mankind has ever known. The nerds and geeks were they put together to create the nuclear bomb. Like the concepts that we have of who the rough, who deadly, who bad, you know, who the bad man. We have to really think it through. Of course, Brother Aaron was none of those things. He was just somebody who obviously, I don't know his story that well, but based on my conversations with him, he must have read a lot, must have been a bookhead. And that's cool too. In fact, that is extremely important. And in memory of Brother Aaron, to all the bookheads right now where they try to find themselves, don't feel the need to be validated by popular consensus. Like, be you. Be you. And I say these words in tribute to our colleague, who I feel like, you know, he walked that walk for good or bad. He had to confront that. I'm sure through his life he had to deal with that, especially as a youngster. I just know that, you know, like, Aaron different. That's just it, and that's cool and special, really. And boy, you know, it's like I'm really happy Hugh O'Brien shared that story, which I had never spoken to Aaron about it, and we don't know much about it. But the story about how he felt in the aftermath of the interview that ended up being leaked, that he did with Doug Singh, which was at the time an explosive disclosure an explosive leak. It's one of the most dramatic leaks in media over the last 15 years. And for him, in this present era where the most important thing really is not about how you get it done, but if you could have a viral moment like, wow, let's do it. That's the era that we live in. It's the era where, you know, we are driven by the algorithm, they were driven by trying to create hype, driven by trying to get likes, get views. We're living in the age of attention is God. He did not celebrate that moment. He was pained by it. Sharing that story gives us a sense of the character of the brother, because that is special. To not relish that moment in the industry that we are in the time that we are in, to anguish over the fact that this is not what you wanted because you didn't secure that the authorization to record that interview, to be more concerned about that than to get the glory of being the person who got that interview. At the time, this was explosive and sensational. Thank you for sharing, Brother Hugh. I think it is important. And rest in peace, Aaron. I think it's important to say that. Respect is due.
Big respect was, again, I never meant, I think about it from the perspective we think about it, especially for Bukid, for black youth, and then they grow up to be big in a body. How he must feel like a unicorn growing up, especially coming from a working class family. And I really appreciate that perspective from you as a brother. And indeed, when it shows Aaron's character that when I heard him tell the story, I think one other thing was saying me, like I just feel bad, is that nobody asked him how he felt. Like, that just, like, we have to do better as people, like, truly, we have to do better as people to recognize people for their values, for their worth, regardless of how they package the families that they're born into, what they look like physically. Genuinely, we really have to do better. So big respect to the life Aaron Humes lived and to the impact he has, and we continue for T3 after a transition with this reasoning this morning. And secondly, today that also the 101st, our stronger brother Malcolm X, and even though we said that and be 101 years. And yesterday I gone at the funeral of Mrs. Alma Dakers, who was in her 100th season, turned 99 in March. And I sit down and think, I'm like, born 1927. 100 years before that, I'm 1827. Like, people think 100 years is a long time, but really it isn't when we think about who we life, how beliefs came to be, the experiences we have. And so I just want to ask you quickly, Carl, we got like 15 minutes. What Brother Malcolm still means to you 101 years later, Brother Mose?
What's that?
What Brother Malcolm means to you? To show you that even after people transition, they still impact with lives.
Yeah. I did a point with find it one kind of energy with me with part like I try understand the human being behind one legend, right? So maybe that's some fine tuning where could take place, right? So it's not the same way I experienced reading the autobiography. I remember in my mid-late teens, we were able to secure a bunch of cassette tapes with his speeches. And so make we be real about it, like you don't know Malcolm X until you have listened to his speeches. You know, reading the book, you know, the story is a important one for any black person, wherever you are, to have read. So if you've not read it, you need to read it. So it's must read. But to kind of feel the soul of the man, you have to hear him speak. And then you have to understand the context in which he was, the time that he was speaking in, right? To speak that way in the 60s, you're talking here about a different level. But in 2026, I have deep, and I know that it's a difficult reality that we have to process the falling out between essentially son and father, because that's the relationship that Elijah Muhammad had with Malcolm X. It's really, that breakup is the breakup of a father and son. And so every time I process anything around Malcolm X in 2026, I have to process the fact that his coming up and his projecting, even though he was not limited by it, but ultimately he emerged because of it, is the infrastructure and the nurturing that was engineered by Elijah Muhammad. You cannot and you should not because of the falling out, be completely dismissive of that and not have maximum respect. Even you can have your views of the falling out and what happened afterward, and it's painful. It's a painful energy. It's a painful historical moment, and the consequences afterwards. It's a deep. It's like you wish that you could have turned back. One of those things. Just say, can we not make this become like just confrontation and become what it ultimately became? But we still have to recognize, I feel, because I think that there's been a lot of throwing away of Elijah Muhammad, and I don't feel that should be done. When we think of Malcolm X and what he became, you have to have recognition and respect for the value of the infrastructure that was available for him at that moment of his lowest point, that led to him ascending and becoming what he has become, to oppress people all over the world. So that's what I think about it. It's hard not at this moment. Like I can't think about the greatness of Malcolm, unfortunately, without having to process the way this most important relationship and important movement in time was, it wasn't, they tried to paint the picture that it was all internal. But you and I know, sister, that the external forces are always present to try to maximize our cracks, to make them become volcanic explosions. and so we can now look back and we know how the forces of the oppressor worked, manipulated. We now have a better understanding of all that was being done. But they could not have seen it then. They would not have known the extent to which there were forces that were operating to dismantle them and to break them up, and then to create what eventually this great tragedy for us. But you asked me, sister, so those are the things that I think about, no?
Again, points of view, some of them I definitely may have think about, but I agree. If we pay attention to individual lives, as we live and grow with perspective or understanding, processing people and life change. So I appreciate deeply the process we were carried through just now. And I know one of them people, because I very much and I quite comfortable for being in my feelings when it comes to the Nation of Islam. I quite comfortable for have feelings about them based on how this gone down. But what it reminds me of just now is I never looked at it as a father and son relationship, which could be a correct description of the relationship between Elijah Muhammad and Brother Malcolm X. And so, not dash out the baby with the bath water because of the impact what a brother had for our next black man. And you can't tell or you can't appreciate the fullness of Brother Malcolm without that. And I, even though I'm aware of it, I don't really give it a lot of energy because my feelings primarily about what the issue we still have today. Where similarly to how after somebody transition, people get up there to sit at a funeral and most of the time just talk about the goodness of it and not talk about the fullness of it. Similarly, let's say in our organizations, black organizations in particular, people glorify the leaders, whether they're women or men, and not talk about their humanity and their flaws, because that's what people go. And like everybody else I road know the documents of the person, so they talk about it anyways, whether they talk about it publicly or not. But I know, like I really take it personal when you have leaders, when I real with themselves, I know, you know what, this is one of my weaknesses. Like I just have to, and then the followers too, when I'm willing to admit, listen, people got flaws. Especially then transition and they never publicly recognize, listen, I make some bad choices, I did some mistakes. I don't rate that much. I just got difficult, and then I got difficulty with people in organizations where and I never put people on blast, but the wider community don't know the struggles of somebody in a leadership to say, especially if that person is willing to take counsel from others. So listen, man, you have to, this is all right. So I really,
one of the stories where, again, these are such important lessons where you can't just lot of important lessons there in the details where they are for the. Like I said, they are for the primary radar, like they are for the main camera. So one of the stories that I've read about, and I don't want to be inaccurate, so I won't go deep into the details because I didn't really refresh the story. But as you know, Brother Malcolm and Brother Martin Luther King Jr. had a very it was I guess it would be accurate to call it an antagonistic relationship. Malcolm was very critical of the civil rights leaders, very critical of Martin Luther King's non-violence approach, and at various levels of his emergence, he had it turn up full flame in his. He kind of moved off that intensity, but he was still very there. The story I get was that at a very critical moment, it might have been when Martin Luther was in prison, or it might have been when they were going to have a really big, a huge moment that Malcolm actually wanted to link Martin Luther and wanted to, and had conversations about wanting if he was needed, and that to give that moment of solidarity, despite everything, despite, yeah, I want to call you out, I not there with this, I not there with that, I think on wrong, blah blah blah. But at a moment when, like, you would have said Martin had the greatest tension, or had a moment of great tension, and I'm saying it that way because I can't recall all the details of it, but I'd kind of seen a whole thing that went into that moment, and you can probably try to look up it. I find in that such a instructive, inspiring energy. You see, like, because it reminds us that even though that they are now on our T-shirts, they are now icons and almost they are revered and whatnot, that we have to always remind ourselves these were human beings and they were young. They were in their 30s, you know. These people were in their 30s, right? Be honest, sister. Yeah, like in my 30s, I'm gonna tell you, I never have one lot of the understanding why I have know that I 55, and they're in and in 30s, they're under pressure, things intense, both internally, externally, personally, and everything would go on, and they both would be killed. They made the ultimate sacrifice. And in that moment, even when most and everybody, they were like enemies, there was still an understanding of, well, we don't agree, but I don't want to hurt you. That, for me, stick with me deep, right? For real.
Again, excellent point, because like I said earlier, as you grow and evolve, your position changed, your understanding changed, and the narrative that they were so opposing to each other, and again, I'm glad you make the point, they were both young people, and the amount of pressure and the time they were living in, the climate, and not being aware to a great detail the forces against them, but they were both clear on the liberation of African people, or African descendants. And they still carry themselves with, even when they disagree, they don't like how we behave now. There was a dignity about them as black men that you know stay for the most part in 2026. There was a dignity about them. It could have been their rootedness in their faith that make them carry themselves differently. It could have been that some black men they carried themselves at that time. But definitely, one of the things I want to say before I finish with Brother Malcolm, besides the fact that they're oftentimes portrayed as people who were, you know, opposed to each other in philosophy, as they grew and develop, you learn that they had more in common than we might know. And finally, oftentimes when you hear them talk about Malcolm X, you oftentimes hear about the women who nurtured him deeply, like his mother, the Queen Mother Audrey Moore. His mother was Louise Little, Queen Mother Audley Moore, Vicky Garvin. I just want to say the name of the Japanese American activist Yuri Kochiyama. Oftentimes when you hear Brother Malcolm, you know, hear a relationship with women, his wife, Sister Betty Shabazz. You know, hear about how much these women meant to him and their nurturing of him, their reasoning with him, making him sharp. And so on his 101st or strong, I just want to make sure, you know, we remember Brother Malcolm and the relevance of him still in 2026, and you know, there are terrorists like me and X, so you know, with people in that. I have to call back because I know that's 7:30, but I have to reason. Tomorrow, the Labor Department, they have one Labor session at IT Vet from, I think that's from 9 to 11:30. Of course, at the pushback for why on the tip they have their reasoning during working hours.
So what are the reason about tomorrow? Is there a specific topic? What are the agenda?
Then okay, so 2 weeks ago they had a reasoning about the revising the labor law that hasn't been revised since 1960. The session where I got in, only 2 people come face to face and 2 from the online, which I mean, I don't know what the turnout is for the other people. But once you have it during working hours, you know there are low turnout, more than likely. I'm sure tomorrow they will have people there because they want to make sure they have people there. But my concern with the session tomorrow is for employers and employees to make you know your rights as workers and employers. But my concern is they call a session and they hang it up for like most of the session that they want to have. And then when the people really want to have reasoning, then they will have leave it at time for reason. So I alert them right now. I want to make nice at the beginning of the session. If you don't think you know plan for, have up the time, and then we leave it at time for reasons. And then I have to hold the Medical Media House last week in the morning. They had Labour, they had representative, the president of NTUC even there, and they had representative from the British Chamber of Commerce, because I guess NTUC is supposed to represent workers, and then the Chamber of Commerce is supposed to represent employers. And I just say, with all them talking more, at no point, nobody ever talked about severance. No, that's not a hot topic right now. So the fact that you still, and I talk Labour, Union, Chamber, nobody bring up severance. So I don't no say I come tomorrow for holding on accountable. That how could a moment like this when you have former employees of BTL and BEL, because of the severance is a statutory, legally employers owe it to employees, and until you pay it, it is owed forever. And that the Labor Department have the responsibility for when the employer don't want to pay you to respond urgently. There's no, like you, right now, only my want to talk about us. We want to talk about severance. And the avoidance of it is just baffling to me most, even on Labor Day. Like, the union has made it clear, I done it then. They make it clear, they represent union workers. They're not business but the Arab Belizean workers. Straight up. I left on alone, but I don't want to stop saying, betray workers. Shouldn't sing solidarity forever. I don't want to move off of that, but no problem. We Belizeans have to learn. That's why I'm telling the Belizeans, I don't care who, 9 to 11:30 tomorrow morning, the IT vet. Labour, they have Labour education sessions. They have it all over the country, but the only the one-time stop, that tomorrow, come out, ask questions. Most I never know that as much as 16,000 to 20,000 Belizean workers work for call centers, and they're not unionized more. Like, who really look out for workers? We have to look out for ourselves more. We have to start to study together and stop the dependence on union leaders and attorneys for talk for we. They're basic things that we should learn. And if we don't learn it, again, nobody know how to look after who we interest like we as workers. And to have you, once you get workers knowledgeable more and organized outside a union, I feel strongly that the one game changer, I believe. Because if workers organize and understand the power and the strength that we have, once we say, okay, based on the law, these are our rights, and we say lock it down, then can't have no economy, then can't have no business.
Couple of things I know that I have to go to break, but just a couple of things to put and weigh in on that. The USH fight, it's been a fight. There was all-inclusive fight, and the USH, you really and truly to deal with one bunch of, cover everything and when they talk about, but we have people with it dead because of the absence of USH. I think it's important for you to understand how critical USH is and how hard it has been to move USH from paper to what I there right now, and that
don't even know what I mean when I say OSH.
That the occupational safety hazard legislation, where essentially one make it a legal requirement for certain things to be put in place to ensure that workers are safe. So for example, when a construction worker falls down and dies and didn't have on a harness, didn't have on a helmet, because the contractor or the developer decides, I don't want to pay the extra money for that, and because people have to live and they have to pay their bills, they decide, I have to do what I have to do, and there is no legal recourse to make sure, or the worker for do garbage collection, to make sure that they have gloves, to make sure that they have the requirements to protect themselves. If you see any of that, sister, so I could go on and on in the different professions where this an impact, and in many instances these are people when they in our union, but the OSH ultimately, once it's passed, is going to provide them with a certain protection. Obviously, for any employer, including ourselves, it's going to impact the bottom line, because it is going to result in an increase in a way you have to spend. But my goodness, it is an increase for protect people. When they talk about protecting life, you can go back in the news and see the instances where people have died because we have not been able to resolve and pass this legislation. It is, yes, I understand there needs to be, we need to make sure that everything is proper, we need to make sure that everybody input, all of that was required. But right now it's very disturbing to me that we're still above. And so I don't want you to not see that for what it really is. That is critical legislation, sister. And the second thing I want to put forward is that, again, the composition of the Labor Complaints Tribunal and the composition of the Essential Service Tribunal is extremely important. And it is oppressive to create the illusion that you are that you have a body that you can go to arbitrate, and that this is going to be a place of equal rights and justice. This is not to be a personal attack on individuals who are chosen to serve on these entities. This is not to say that people are not capable of being more than the mechanism that put them in a place. And let me unpack that before I go to break. As it's presently constituted, you have various people who are going to be placed on these tribunals, and they will weigh in and decide serious matters. The Labor Complaints Tribunal is the one that had the last word on the 36 workers at PBL. The ESAT is the one that's going to make the final decision on essential services like stevedoring and a bunch of other government-related bodies that are essential services. The problem is that these tribunals will, as it is designed right now, always have a government majority. That, in my view, cannot be. It cannot be, because we have no track record to show that at this level entities are able to divorce themselves from the political directorate. We have the most recent occurrence where the ombudsman and the ombudsman office broke that pattern and chose to side on what was right. And nobody cannot tell the Belizean people that that did not result in the fact that his contract was not renewed. So we cannot, again, this is not to discredit the persons individually who go into these things, but the mechanism cannot deliver what it's supposed to deliver if it is you're dealing with a decision, as the case of the severance. It cannot deliver because it is compromised in the way it is rigged. It is rigged. These are pressing things. This is not to minimize the fight. You know where I stand with the workers at BTL, with the severance, and where I stand with BTL retired workers, BEL retired workers. But we need to have a consciousness that you say one wide lens everything. Everything. Isn't it?
Respect. Quick question before I go, and I'm done with it. The CEO of Transport will ever come by your show?
You give him a call and say when you come, man. I gotta go.
Oh, so that's for me. The man don't want to hear from me. Stop answer my text. The minister stop answer my text and was answer it, but they stop answer my text. So
I will call the brother and see if he's going to reschedule.
All right, me not ask about that.
I don't know, especially now the man in the news again, and I don't know, then they call the man Kim Kardashian and all of that.
You see? All right, me done.
That was very unkind, man. They call
But Mose, you yourself said it last time, and that's true. You said one of the conversations we had that when he was commissioner of police, you know, he was on the news consistently. And I just said that because we're not used to people where get paid for communicate with we consistently. We're not used to sit and do it and get paid for do. So especially one and that for it, as you know, we're not used to see. And the man did the part TV like so. If somebody
no, I have said to CEO Chester right here to his face. You love the camera, you love the mic. That I don't know, you know. But then I would have never call a man no Kim Kardashian. That like that.
But you could overstand the person related.
I think that was harsh, man. That was harsh.
Look. But I don't know what the Afro camera space I don't want to come. I don't know what the guy.
That is not very Kim Kardashian like. Sister, I gotta go to 2 cents camp. Respect.
I'm organize and save the people.
We take our first break after 2 cents camp. We'll be back. Wake up Belize Morning Vibe. We have some guests lined up for you, alright? So you all will have to just that's the way to go on. Yeah, we got traffic coming up in a few. But right now we go to 2 cents camp.
You're watching WUB and this is XTV. And the poacher, that was a serious thing. It brings shame in your face. It brings happiness to some family because somebody feel good to see what they see a long time. But 2 cents question of the day. Before we do that, big respect to 4-point security, the sponsor. 2 cents question of the day. How you want to feel when they deport you from foreign? Should you feel proud? Or should your head on your head with shame? Make we find out the people in 2 cents.
Proud. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of myself. What am I ashamed for?
How if you don't handle nobody? You don't say nothing for nobody.
I'm still not ashamed.
After 30 years.
I'm still not ashamed. I'm still proud. That mean that.
Don't say. Feel proud or would you feel bad?
That'll be different.
Feel different?
That'll be different.
All right. Good.
We have to accept them. They're good, we have to accept them because that's for we there.
So that if you may have finally dip you may have come out of the plane proud.
Yes.
Can you come home?
Because come home.
No shame.
No shame for your game. No,
because if you don't handle nobody, you don't send no money home.
No. Well, my son did it, and if they DP, I want make it. Exactly.
Your son, they send that thing to America. They send nothing for nobody. They look for nobody.
You see, after 30 years, you're supposed to be good. You're supposed to prepare yourself for whenever you're home, you come home. Especially if you don't have no papers, prepare for yourself home that you could come home to something. Amen. But if you don't have nothing and you come home, bless the one who help you. Yeah. And thanks the one who will help you. You understand me? But at the end of the day, if you're over 18, you're there by your own.
So what that message you want? If you're America so much
the best thing to tell the people that
whether America so much
whether America on a set at all left on a home, make sure that you have something here to come back to. Because if you know that America and not give the people home here that believes nothing, or not expect to come back to nothing.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save-You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Haulover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Haulover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
right, welcome back. WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Wednesday morning, the 20th of May 2026. Mose Hyde hosting here on Creme Radio on XTV. Right now we have guests, and our guests are coming from the National Garifuna Council, the NGC representing. Usually we see our friends from the NGC as we're approaching November. But right now is a very special occasion. It's the 40th National Convention. And so to tell us about the upcoming convention, we have, which is actually this weekend, we have the first Vice President, stranger to nobody, Rafael Martinez. Good old Raf there in the house.
Don't say.
Yeah, right. And then we have the President, Alex Norberto, my brother, respect. Good having you here. So the National Convention means that there will be elections?
No.
No. No election here. So this is just the convention.
Yes.
Talk to us about what is on the table for this year's convention.
So our convention is annual. We have elections every 2 years. So this executive was elected last year, July, and so we're in our first term. And so this convention is really to bring everybody together to educate them as to how we intend to move forward and what are some of our pressing issues. So we do have some guest speakers, and some of the key areas that we'll be highlighting is the redistricting. That's a hot button topic. We've invited Jerry Enriquez to talk to us about that. There's also the Language Commission. There is the Language in School program run by the Battle of the Drum Secretariat through the Language Commission in partnership with NGC. Darius will be here to talk about that. There's also the Equal Opportunities Bill that I know you spoke about that this morning. We'll have Marla Cancino to talk about that, and then we'll also have Jay Combs to talk about human rights and advocacy. That's just some of the that's on Saturday. On Sunday, we'll be talking about the land rights issue. So there's some key issues that is affecting Garifuna communities and our people that we intend to address.
All right. So this is while it's great to see together, to see friends and colleagues, but this is serious business.
Yes,
the convention is serious business.
Yes.
And is there a kind of like is it primarily to build consensus? Is there are there agreements, commitments, votes that will happen over this weekend?
Yeah, quickly. So the National Convention is the highest body within the NGC. So we are governed by our people. So they guide us. They tell us what they want. And so in that forum, we will present these agenda items, and then the masses will guide us as to how we move forward. So this opportunity presents. It brings all the branches in, the executives and their membership, to understand where we are and to allay some of the concerns that the people have. We've seen comments in social media that we've not been as active as we should be. There are things going on, and we are being accused of not standing up for people. So we will address all of these issues during the conversation. It will be a very difficult but honest conversation. We will address our financial position, where we stand with our resources, and we will definitely speak about the boundary issues that are going on between City and Silgrass. We may have heard about that, and Placentia and CNB. So these are just some of the hot button issues.
Exactly. So most basically all the topics that we have lined up, these are what we deem as the important issues that are plaguing the Garifuna people. And these are some of the feedback that we've gotten from our people. Speaking with our people, they brought up certain points. So these are some of the things. As a matter of fact, the President mentioned the Language Commission just a while ago. As you know, as I mentioned the last time, Belize City, whenever you come, no matter where you come from, whenever you arrive in Belize City has its own culture. So we get assimilated into the Creole culture. So quite a few of us in Belize City, growing up in Belize City, going to primary school and high school, we've lost that language. So right now we have the Garifuna language being taught in 10 primary schools in the south, starting from Barranco all the way to Georgetown and Dangriga. So we're hoping that maybe that could extend to at least a couple more, and then down the road I guess it can go countrywide, because we have a branch all the way up north in Libertad. So language is something very, very important and integral to the culture, the Garifuna culture, and Garifuna the WUB. So quite a few of us who have not gotten 100% grasp of the language, are trying to learn, retool, so to speak. But understanding what the NGC is all about, I think the president can go into a little historical data to go back and tell you what we're all about.
I just want to add something that quickly, just for information. We have developed this program so deeply that we receive a letter from the Ministry of Education agreeing for us to carry this program to St. Vincent. We have been partnering with Urume, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where the Garifuna people are originally from, where they've lost the culture. We've been making pilgrimage voyages every year to educate our people there, to teach them the language, the culture, to bring back, revive the language in St. Vincent, and we're doing the same thing here. So we've got that agreement now, and we're working with the government to see how we can leverage the work of the Language Commission to St. Vincent to continue that work all the way over there. So we're spreading rather quickly, but the effort is hearts and minds.
We get Brother Mose. Whenever there were certain people who tried to make instrides into St. Vincent, trying to teach the language and the drumming and the dancing, initially, because of the conditioning that the Brits left. Anybody would talk this language and look like that person, dressed like the person there, no need for go. So basically, there was a lot of fight back when it comes to the culture, trying to retool, relearning the language and stuff. But the new Prime Minister is a bit more vocal. He's a bit more supportive of the idea. So he actually partnered with us here in Belize and of course New York and the other Garifuna organizations. So, especially Belize, so that we could actually start. So now there's a new, people are trying to gravitate towards it now, especially when they talk to reparations and any kind of thing. They want to be a part of this thing as well too, right? So that's a different topic.
So we're trailblazing as an organization. I want to mention that the NGC is looked at as the trailblazers, the leaders across the region, internationally and domestically, when it comes to Garifuna affairs. And we participate in a lot of regional conferences, a lot of international conferences. So we are out there, we are doing big things, we just don't see a lot. So now we're leveraging the media to ensure that we get the word out there to let our audience know that we are doing the work. But it's a lot of work, and we're doing it in stages.
Do we have, what's the estimate on the number of Garifuna people we have in Belize?
The census, the statistics is saying about 5%, which would be about 20,000 people. I don't agree with that number. I think we're much more, but it comes back to who we associate, who we identify as.
Right.
There's this whole conversation surrounding, okay, your mother Creole, your father Garifuna, or your mother Mestiza, your father Garifuna, who are you, type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
But there is a working definition as well, because for the membership of the NGC, we are not a closed organization. If you identify as Garifuna, you can look Maya.
Yeah.
But because we raise Maya children,
exactly.
We raise Creole children, we raise Mestizo children. Yes. You are Garifuna.
Right. No, I asked that simply to try to connect to the level of, weight that the NGC has with the Garifuna people, because any representative organization has to always be concerned about any kind of detachment, any kind of feeling that you'll become more a top-down, disconnected, because that happens.
Right.
And so I asked off here if you guys if you guys have been doing any kind of, testing the temperature to find out where is that, where are we connecting, so the convention is coming up. I don't know how many people are going to attend, but ultimately you would want to reach a point where it's like a couple thousand people because this is why you do what you do. You guys are not being paid to do this.
Right.
This is something you're doing because of your beliefs and your values and for your culture, and that's beautiful. But any organization that representing an entire culture, an entire group, has to be wary of not. Yes, you're pursuing certain things, but you need to have people connected to it, people embracing, and people not feeling as if though they are outside to that process. How are you monitoring that? Do you think it's as good as you want it to be? If it's not where you want it to be, what are the mechanisms that are being put in place to kind of make sure that people start to take ownership and feel connected to the NGC?
Perhaps I can answer that, and then the president can add in.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate to be in St. Vite over this past weekend, and it was a consultation regarding the land dispute between St. Vite and Placencia.
Yes.
So there was a forum the night before, the Friday night, in Placencia.
Yes.
And of course,
I saw a bit of it on social media.
Exactly. So
right.
Saturday night we were in St. Vite, and listen, the crowd were there. And listen, when you say St. Vite people coming out, they came out in full force and they were very passionate. They had all their ducks in a row. They have historical data. They have their maps. They have elderly with that oral historical knowledge who were there. They come with walking sticker. People help them to sit down, but they were there because they want the process. And of course, we were there. You know, NGC, we were represented from the various branches across the country. Were there representing our people, and the people saw that. So they're looking at a different side of the NGC now. Because remember, we are only here since July of last year. We are a very new executive group, but we want to show our people that gone are the days when we stand back and lead from the back. No, we are leading from the front. We will be there. We will be on the ground. We will ensure that whatever move we today, we help move it. So this is what we are trying to portray to our people, that listen, you're not alone. You will not stand alone. We'll be there with you.
Yeah, Mose. So you made a valid point. In the past, we have last wrong as NGC. When I inherited the NGC, I realized that we needed to do a lot of work to bring the organization back to prominence. We've seen the comments on social media. People have a lot of things to say, both negative and positive, as it relates to things that they think we should be doing that we have not been doing, and so on. So that's the main negative that I see, that we have not been out there the way we should be. And we can't address every single issue, i.e. there are resource constraints. We don't have the type of resources, the deep pockets like the Mayans have. You know, we get a subvention from the government, we ask our membership to pay their dues, and those little monies and fundraising helps us. We ask for sponsorship and so on. So we don't have the money, but we put in our own resources, our time, our effort, our money to get it done. So we did some rebuilding, some retooling, some strengthening with our executive. We had a training about a month ago with the full executive to bring them up to speed, financial training, leadership training, and all of these things, so that they are well equipped, so that they can go back to their communities and do the work, so that then the leadership, myself and the executive, can take on the strategic issues and lead this organization to where it needs to be. And so we're taking on the issues like the land rights and boundary issues. We're taking on the issues with the MOU. We're taking on the finance issues. We're taking on the human rights issues. All of these big ticket items are what the executive is now addressing.
Just going to that. So some of the comments that I've seen, and it's always, we understand. People who are experiencing one level of oppression, or people who experience certain hardships, want to know that their leaders are comfortable in fighting. No, we understand that fighting doesn't have to be loud. It has to be effective. But people also want to see you comfortable if it comes to being out there, public, calling out things, challenging things, speaking truth to power. They want to experience that. I think that's a legitimate concern. Diplomacy has its place. Conversations, negotiations, engagement, conversations are important. But to those who are saying, listen, we also want to know that we are capable of militancy. What do you speak to those? How do you address that?
So let me just be brief. Raf and myself were military trained persons, both graduates of the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Let me put that out there. That speaks for itself.
That's it.
Right? Diplomacy has its place, and I am proud to say that my executive team has a wide array of people with different strengths. We have very militant people, activists. We have literally military people.
Yep.
Right? But I have to also have the capacity to hold the reins on them, because sometimes I have to literally grab my executive team and pull them back because they want to address certain issues up front.
Confront.
Right? But I have to lead an organization and I have to think about everything.
Right.
And so I have to be very strategic. I came out the other day, I spoke about the killing of those 2 young men in Belmopan the other day, and then immediately I was attacked. And I won't go into the details of it. Right? But these are the challenges. We're doing this land rights issue. We saw what the Mayans went through. We know what we will go through.
Yeah.
We are prepared for that. I am prepared for that.
Oh, yes.
But you need the people.
But I need the people. I need my team. So they have to now be prepared to stand with me.
How problematic it is for an organization to be operating where essentially you don't have financial sovereignty. You are in a position where you get a subvention from the government, but again, do you feel like there is a need for looking in the mirror for the community to say, listen, we have to figure out how to make ourselves, we have to have a financial model that creates sovereignty for ourselves. We know that the Mayan struggle has been able to get international financing and support, which gives them sovereignty and gives them the kind of space for them to confront the political directorate when that becomes necessary. How do you speak to the people to have them understand the need for that to happen, for them to be involved with that, and then what are some of the specific things that this executive is doing to try to get some of that kind of funding to create financial independence?
So that's a valid point. So a couple of things there. You're right. We are unable, like the cliche goes, he who pays the piper pays the tune.
Yeah.
So I keep saying to my membership, you need to be financial members, which means that you need to pay your $30 every year. We get $60,000 or so a year from the government. If you do the maths, 20,000 Garinago, pay $30,000. I mean, $30 a year, that gives you what, $600,000.
Yeah.
Right? We will be able to do what, that's 100 times more than what we're being given. We will be able to stand on our own and do what we need to do on our own energies if our people pay the little dues. Right? They need to participate in the process. It's a process. You can't sit back and criticize and want this and want that, but you afraid to go stand up. That believes-in mentality where we have need to stop.
Right. Yeah.
You talk about being militant, then you need to be on the front line.
Exactly.
Now you mentioned certain things that will be on the agenda for the convention, which are all relevant. I want to throw up something I didn't hear you mention. We see where the plight of coastal communities is right now in a critical way. Both the land rights issue is a part of it. The pressure on the resource, the land, access to it is an issue. But the actual physical land itself for these coastal communities, Dangriga, St. Bite, Hopkins, Barranco. I haven't been to Barranco. I went to Barranco once, that's some years ago, but I know I visited Hopkins very recently, saw the state of the erosion that's going on in Hopkins. Again, this is the loss of value.
Yes.
How pressing is it? Is this going to be on the agenda at the convention?
It's an urgent issue, and we have been addressing it. There is a program, a Barranco erosion program being managed by Walagante, which is a Garifuna-led organization in Barranco through funding from the Belize Fund. The NGC had been a part of the program. It has now been run by the Belize Fund and Walagate, where they're doing studies to address erosion in Barranco. Based on the results of those studies, we will try to replicate that. But as a people, we have to address our own problems.
Yes.
Because erosion not new. We see Monkey River practically being washed away. We see Hopkins, we see Barranco now. So these are things that are urgent, and we obviously have to seek international support, because it is not as urgent to the powers that be. At least they're not addressing it with the quickness that we need it to be addressed. And so we have to partner with other organizations that sees the urgency, and we're doing work on it. Once the results of those come out and we can replicate those, whether it's through donors from international partners or so on, we will address them.
Yeah. There's another big issue, Mose, that of economic stability. I mean, we come from very impoverished people. A few of us.
We're not impoverished, man, right? That just the way America changed.
Yeah.
We moved away from our traditional way of life, and we've adopted a Western system. We've now become employers as opposed to the owners that we were.
Exactly.
Employees, sorry, as opposed to the owners that we were. And now we're poor.
And we're poor now.
We're poor now.
Back in the days, you used to say planting. Why? Planting eat like rice. But right now, one plate of rice and beans are $10, and one plate of huduk
$10.
More than that.
Depends on who you find. If you buy Miss Margaret, one at 10.
All right.
But my plate of huduk could carry way up to $40.
$40,
right?
You know.
So, and as the president mentioned back in the days, man, listen, upset the economic problem. You have your planting right in the back of your yard. Go right by the offside, the seaside, or trailing line, and catch your two snapper. You got a coconut the back. And you get your small herbs and so in your backyard as well. Listen, quick, fast, and hurry. All you need a manpower for beach of planting. I set my planting, your food done. Monday to Friday, you eat that. Today, man, you can't afford it. So people complain, listen, why I can't find hood up the dangriga? Expensive. It's pretty expensive. So sometimes and then whenever you actually have a good plate of hood up, people don't want to pay for it.
Well, yeah. I
so we have to see how we could actually generate the economic stability in our communities, and so hence we have some forums specifically designed for that.
All right. When we come back from the break, we'll kind of get into some of the what we call the essential details for the convention, so that folks will have an interest or should have an interest. No go and excuse that they never know that when and how and where Conan could get there. Yeah, we are fully in there kind of blanks when we come back from this break. We'll be right back. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Haulover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Haulover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Haulover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. Visit us today for quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all in one place.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
I am so excited, so happy. Thank you again, Minister. Thank you, everybody that show up here. And I love to see the whole foundation. It looks so beautiful. I'm a fair victim, and so far when my structure went down to nothing, I was down. I had to start from scratch. Now I can do my best. I can extend it. I can do good to it. I really love it, really happy, and really blessed with it.
Her daughters and son can have an environment where they can study, they can sleep safe, they can feel safe. But more important is that it uplifts their confidence, their self-esteem. And at the same time, this is a good testament of what MIDH is doing and the government of Belize through Plan Belize 2.0 to get people out of poverty. I myself grew up in an extremely poor situation whereby I wish I could have owned one of these houses when I was growing up. But since I didn't have that privilege, but now God has blessed us through other ways where we are better off, we have to bring that blessings to the people that have that need.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Wednesday morning, 20th of May 2026. Mose hosting here on Creme Radio and on XTV. This morning we have as our guest, executive of the NGC, National Garifuna Council. We have with us the President, Alex Nalberto. We have with us the first Vice President, Rafael Martinez. The National Convention comes up this weekend and they're here discussing it. Who's going to tell me exactly where, what time, what days?
All right, let me start. So the National Convention will be in San Ignacio at the SET compound, starting on Friday, the 22nd of May, running through to the 24th, which is the Sunday. The Friday, we have the official opening, 7 o'clock. It will be moderated by Rafael Martinez. We will have all the official guests. We expect the mayor of San Ignacio, Santa Elena. We expect some other key guests, executive members and regular membership to be there.
We should be having some entertainment as well.
Right, there will be entertainment, drumming, and there's a bar, food, drinks, and so on. To sort of set the stage for what is going to take place on Saturday. Now, Saturday morning, we start pretty early with the registration at 8, and then we go into an explanation of the Mali and the Mass. Garifuna people are religious, spiritual. I use the correct term. Exactly. We're spiritual. We do share different religions, but there is a traditional side. So the Mali is a traditional spiritual service that we do.
Mali.
It's a ceremony that we go through. Normally, whenever, like for example, whenever we have a major event like this and Garifuna people are gathered in mass, we have the traditional Mali ceremony. It's a spiritual ceremony where we venerate our ancestors, because remember, we and the ancestors are one. You share the same DNA as your dad, your grandpa. So we try as much as possible to appease them and to venerate them, because without them, we know they are.
Okay.
So they've always been a part of our lives, and we work as such.
Historical fact: if you do the genealogy for Garifuna people, there has been very, very small changes in our makeup from St. Vincent to now. Very, very same people from across Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua into the diaspora. Very same bloodline, genetics, and everything. So, as Raf said, we are one people, the same people from time immemorial. So the official ceremony is on Saturday, starts at 10, 10:30 that is. At 10:15 I'll do the welcome, and then we go into a break, and then we have the first business meeting, which I will be chairing, and that's where we talk about the official businesses. I have a separate agenda for that, which I will discuss with my executive and the membership there. It obviously will include the finances, what we've been doing, the relationships, and how we intend to move forward and other topics. Then we go into lunch. Lunch will be served there. So once you pay your registration fee of $25, you will be fed for the entire weekend. Yeah. All right, you can't beat that. Hudut included, and remember our plate of food about $20.
Good $20 way.
Well, $40. so you'll get hudut, you'll get breakfast, lunch, dinner, 5 meals.
Actually, really and truly, you think about it. Your food is included. You get the free food.
Yeah, you get free food.
Free food.
Then there's accommodation. We have at least, SET has been good to us. They gave us at least 2 classrooms where we could accommodate at least 40 people for those people who just might not have anywhere to go. We have camp beds that we're getting the cats and we're settled out nicely. The bathroom facilities are good. The compound is very spacious. Oh, yes. For those who can afford it, we've asked that you make your own hotel arrangements. Some national hotels have been good to us. They've been giving us discounts. Yeah. We have partners hotel like Carl Petch, Venus Hotel, and these others who they look after we. So lock in with them people there and they want to put you up.
Yeah.
For a small fee. And then we go into the guest speakers. As I mentioned earlier, we have the redistricting exercise. Now, for us, it's a very important conversation because most of you won't agree that there are no Garifuna representation in government. I can't tell you any Garifuna minister.
Yeah, we don't have
I might be wrong, but I know see none.
No, we don't have none.
Right, so this redistricting exercise provides for an opportunity. If you have more seats available, then Garifuna people should take them on as far as I am concerned. So then some of the conversations when we have Jerry want to talk to you, know Jerry has been in the news fighting this matter.
Heroic fight.
Right? So he's a Garifuna as well. So we have fighters amongst ourselves.
Oh yes.
So Jerry wanted to talk to you about that. Then we have Darius. We talked about the Language Commission. Darius Avila, he is the president of the Battle of the Drum Secretariat.
Another trailblazer.
Another prominent Garifuna leader.
Yeah.
He's between me and him, we chair the Language Commission. It's a partnership 50-50 between the NGC and the Battle of the Drum Secretariat. So he will talk to us about the Language Commission, the work they've been doing, how they can get to St. Vincent and the work that they'll be doing in St. Vincent and so on. Then we have Marla Consigno who will be talking to us about the Equal Opportunity Bill. I know that's a hot button issue. It affects Garifuna people, right? We work. Right? We are employees, we are employers, so we need to understand it. We have supported it, and we track it. So we will be talking about that. And then we have Jay Combs who want to talk about human rights and advocacy. We have been affected by a lot of human rights violations. Our people need to understand their rights. The Constitution protects all of us, regardless of color, race, creed. And so we will be educating our people to have them understand that you have rights as Belizeans and you have rights as indigenous people to Belize.
Exactly.
Right? So we'll be talking about that. And that is, then we're end off the Saturday evening, we'll wrap up, and then there's a big dance.
Oh yes, there's a, all this thing comes at a cost. So to recover some of those funds and to use it for other projects, we're having this big fundraising dance, but we broke it down in a young people term, bashmentation. We're looking at, you could connect from about 9 because the bar will be open, the drinks are nice and cold, and then we have my stellar lineup. Mose, I think you'll like it too. Your ballet man today, Miami Martinez.
Did you another one birthday?
I don't know.
I went at the
man. Remember he had the thing for the idea?
The Mohobo. Oh yeah, Bob.
Harlan and Ratu may say today Miami birthday?
Today the man birthday. Happy birthday, Miami. Happy birthday, my brother. And of course we are celebrating the
As a city man, yeah.
As a
city man, yeah.
Yeah. So Miami wanted it. The doing thing, Miami do it like nobody else.
One and only.
Yeah, and then of course the sensation and not new at all. Because he's all over the place and he's very well respected and he's this man here and trailblazer as well. Vida. Magdalena, listen, when Vida hold it in the whole mic. And so Vida and friends will be there. I don't know how much of your friends want to there, but the friends want to there. But listen yourself. We have the man where they say they have a chip off of the block, but it's a chip that hang on the block. The one and only Niwani Martinez, he wanted there. And if you close your eye, you think that will really. Because this boy, he just, I don't know. This guy is so good, right? Every time I listen to this young man, I'm always in awe because I said, man, this man has a long way to go. So young. and so talented, so inspirational, so spiritual. Nomani Martinez will be there. And then, of course, we have the young general who want to mix up everything, you know. When time to banter, when he break, he want to mix up things and show things, you know, stay on pace. And as the president mentioned, for the older folks in the council, where we do have a place like, I know some of them maybe not feel, maybe they feel not feel so good. We have any place where they could take money, rest, relax themselves. We're not saying we got a hotel there. Don't get me wrong, but you know, but this will be one highlight.
It's going to be
Saturday night.
IT vet as well.
Yes, everything on there IT vet.
Right.
So I have some nice tents in case a lead drizzle. We have tents right there.
A VIP room.
We have. Listen, if you tired a bash up, your knee was good. You know, somehow we kind of leave, you know, jump on.
We need it, you know. You need it.
When I jump on a certain edge,
cartilage.
You're good for 5 minutes on the dance floor, then I go sit down, leave it. But we have a VIP lounge, and then we have a nicely area with different drinks under there as well. Nice AC, so when you're tired,
free too,
split up and free. You don't have to pay no extra. If you come in at this dance, it'll be $20. Different from the registration. Because the registration is $25. That's in the morning. In the night, only $20. So this is still a lineup. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. And then of course, what we plan for Mose for the show we continue after this. We want to give away 2 tickets. So Lisa Love and Groove Master.
The morning stew.
Morning stew. They could give away 2 tickets for the bash. You know. So we touch base later on and say.
So Sunday now we start early because we want to wrap up Sunday. We start 8 o'clock with the registration. 8:30 we do the prayer. And then we go into the Garifuna rights conversation. We had asked the attorney Ardell to present, but she will not be able to make it, so I will take on that task. As I mentioned earlier, we are currently in a fight for Hopkins against City River, and also in a fight against Placenza, St. Bite for the boundary issues, and then there's the issue of Barranco and Midway, and then there's Georgetown. So all of our Garifuna communities are under threat. Now, we don't want people to mix this thing up. This is another Mayan situation. It may be similar, but we have been very patient. We have been looking at how the Mayan case went. And for me, it's simple. We are both indigenous, and what is owing to one is owing to the next. That's how I see it. That's just my opinion. So we've made a submission to the Independent Boundaries Commission, a very hefty submission from the NGC in support of Hopkins. So we'll be talking about that. And Raf mentioned earlier that he was in St. Bite for the consultation. We will have a consultation on the 29th or 30th. The 29th, I think it is, for the same Hopkins City situation in Hopkins. So once we finish that now, we will wrap up by 11:30. You have your to-go bag, your munches to go, and then we try to get everybody back. So we are providing some transportation based on the needs. So I want to tell the membership to reach out to their local executives, their presidents, vice presidents, and so on, so that they can coordinate the efforts so they can reach the convention. If we need any assistance, come through your president so that they relate to me what support you need, and we will try to provide that support as best as possible. We'll not have no excuses, nothing come. Even if you're not pay,
come.
You come. I know I'm starving, but no, please try to contribute.
Exactly.
Not come with a too long hand and then complain.
I have to reiterate what the president mentioned, because we have been trying to reach the presidents. Some of the presidents have been giving us some feedback. But man, I think we need at this time to confirm numbers, our presidents, our vice presidents. If the president not doing it, vice president, just need a man a little bit, right? Because we need these numbers for feeding purposes especially. And of course, in case somebody needs some accommodation, we have the numbers and have the figures. So I appeal to you guys, as the president had mentioned, just to reiterate, touch base with us. Let's know how you are in terms of numbers attending this convention, and hopefully do it today.
It's the 40th.
Yeah. And before I forget, Brother Mose, I want to send our deepest condolences to the family of Aaron Humes. You know, I met Aaron, gentle giant, quite unassuming guy, but a quiet storm. Met him working with the police in the police department, and I met him again working at BTB. Very nice guy, and I always hang the back a little bit. When he asks one question, you know, it comes a solid question and when they ask, right? So we want to extend our condolences, our deepest condolences to the family of Aaron Humes. He will be greatly missed.
Absolutely. So I got to thank you both for coming by, man. Wish that you have a great convention. Is it going to be streamed?
Yes, DIFA will be there. Yeah. We had asked Mose, I sent him a sponsorship letter for participate. I don't get no feedback, so I don't know what happened there. I don't want to put you up on the spot, but I just yeah, I drop it at the door, the front door, I tell you, the car Michael and I forget, but
yeah.
I like when somebody said, I know cut across, they cut across.
Put them on the spot.
Put them on the spot, right? Well, since they're on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what I think we're going on.
Yeah,
anyway, I even remember the letter. I remember getting my envelope, you know, kind of thing.
But DIFA, I know you live on DIFA and some of the domestic, the local stations.
Okay.
So it will be streamed.
All right, all right.
But I'm your first dibs, because I know you.
Man, but you got me number, man.
I must mention though, in defense of Mose, whenever we have any activity here in Belize City, I mean, Creme is always there.
I take that for granted, man. I just drop the thing on our own, guys.
Thanks for coming back there.
Yeah, man. I have to bring you up.
President kind of put me on. No. Fair enough. You know, we definitely would have to give that absolute consideration, no?
Yeah,
but we, you know, so it is going to be on Facebook. I think a lot of the work with that.
We're there on.
So, but we don't want to encourage that. We need people for.
To depend on.
But ultimately, to you. With the work on a project called Nation Belize, right? And so you don't have to be on Garifuna for one, make sure you understand Garifuna concerns and the struggles, because if we not think like that, then now we have the competing silos and we never have one sense of, well, we come and go there. We can't go come and go if I don't know what you're struggling, if I don't feel it, if I don't identify with it. And in many times we share some of the same challenges and our solutions lie in how we approach them together.
Yes.
So you must have an interest. You must hear what my brothers are feeling, brothers and sisters, because I don't want to get lecture on that kind of one track mind. But they ultimately they maybe not attending, but definitely checking it out, hearing the positions. That empowering to us all, and so
with the rally among what is our strength, the punta, the music, the cultural aspect of it, the soft first side, and through that we will be able to communicate broadly, so everybody understands the plight.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a few people they stay on the sidelines and say, "God, I like to say." But listen, be there, be informed, get educated, know the issues, hear about what the solutions are to some of these issues, and put in your 2 cents as well, because we want to hear from you. Hence the reason why we're having this convention. So we appeal for everybody to be. Listen, you don't have to be on Garifuna for today. You don't have to be on Garifuna to be a part of that convention.
All right. Thank you both for joining, representing, and of course we hope you have a great convention.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks very much.
All right. We're going to take our break and come back.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Now that we have the new water system, it has improved the lives of these people a lot.
the life of my village get better. Now we have our potable water in our house.
الشال شقيل بال بس استخا أقري شديش لقها أوستيك ما نخليها عن قتيو أم أوستيك بانكوش مان كمان نشبانكو تهنا كوشيك شتاو بالقها نكاشوك شقوكا نكوشيك شقوكات بس نخبانك أوستيك بياك.
I thanks for the minister to help us for drilling this well and give us the pump.
Right now, I see my village is getting good. I see water system, I see road, and we have our health post there.
We want to say thanks to the government of Belize, thanks to those that were there for Machakila, and we truly appreciate the support that is given.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Paperworks Entertainment and SJ Promotion presents the official Belizean Jamaican link-up. the Father's Day edition. It's an all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Featuring the international reggae dancehall singing sensation stage boss, Wayne Wonder. To mash up the stage alongside the General Super G for the first time in Belize, Steely Bashman plus Belize's top DJs. Get your general tickets for $60 and VIP for $150 at Madisco, Stone Music Outlet and VIP Wireless. And lock the date for the official Belizean Jamaican Link-Up all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sponsored by...
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, after that, help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
All right, we're out of time here this morning on the WB. Tomorrow morning, Brother Nur Muhammad is going to be hosting. So join, tune in, wait, listen, watch. And then on Friday as well. I don't return until Monday morning, if I have health and strength, 6:30. Until then, please take care. Respect always. We got to give thanks to the team, Larry G at Crumb Radio, at XTV. We've got the glue, Pat Cliff, and directing this morning, Mr. Harlan Wagner. We're going to finish off with a final ad break. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from then it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, with the shaman and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today. and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline lubricants. Long live your equipment.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Haulover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Haulover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Haulover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice your opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice your opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Belize our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out